Ha! That's so funny. Oh my god. Hello, all you lovely people. Welcome. It's my birthday weekend. So, yeah. Well, let's put some light in here. It's a little dark. A little bit dark. Oh, there we go. Nice. So, hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mai, Jose, Rita, Scott, West Teesside, Jenny. Oh man, that chat, man, is going fast. Holy cow, I can't keep up. Claudio, Alfonso, Carlos. Oh my gosh. Jose G, JPK Knights. Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight and enjoying this evening with me. I have some funny stuff to tell you and some funny, crazy tracks to play, which is really funny. So let's start off with what, you know, what. Oh, thank you, by the way. Thank you, all of you for that. Yes, it was my birthday on the 6th, and I'm 59, which is crazy. It's like the hump birthday. It's not quite the one, but it's leading to that one. So it's like, dang, I can't believe I'm like old man status. Holy cow. And I don't feel it for one bit. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, I feel great. Jose asks me, and Claudio says, happy birthday again. Thank you, all of you. DJ Algorithm says, a fellow Virgo, what a surprise. Of course. We're but yeah, so, so it's a little on the odd side, but it's okay. I had a very good birthday. I don't really celebrate, to be honest. I don't. I tend to be kind of introverted on my birthday, if that makes any sense. Oh, and let me yeah, Mike is going. Thank you. I'm not screwing things up just yet. But so this is kind of what I did. Let me see. Oh, I can't even show you, can I? Yeah, I can. Hold on. This is what I did for my birthday, or my birthday week. Monday, I went to visit John St. James, and he let me borrow the DAT machine that's sitting right here underneath this computer. And what I did was I went through this entire box of DATs, the entire thing. It took me a week. That's what I did on my birthday week, because, I'm kind of crazy like that. Because that's the kind of thing you want to do for your birthday week. Not vacations, not go explore some strange caves or find out where the UFOs are, or be stuck at Burning Man, but actually transferring DATs and seeing if there's anything good in there. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed. I found some stuff. The stuff I did find is gold, but I thought I was going to find like more obscure things, like oddball demos that I might have forgotten about, stuff like that. But what I did find was some stuff that could be described as terrible. Like, I mean, in every sense of the word, terrible. But at the same time, fun. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. I'm trying to read your comments at the same time that I'm getting ready to play whatever it is I'm going to play for you guys. But I was quite surprised actually at some of the stuff that I found. Some of it is very interesting. So let me get a little technical for a minute. Back in the day, when we did mix downs, we would mix to the DAT machine. I actually had one that was a little bit very, very similar to the one that I'm using here, which is this is a DA20. I was using a DA30, but I was mixing to the DAT, and we were basically, there was no automation. We had a board that was 24 channels with 24 compressors. Yes, we had that many for the nerds in the audience. So we had to ride every fader. We had to like mute on time. Obviously, a reverb would have to be coming up. Someone would have to man the board. And we used to have notes for this. And of course, if you missed something, you had to start over. So, of course, I expected to find like 30 different mixes of every song where a mistake was made. And to be honest, those were not that interesting to me because I thought, it's okay. So the vocal's a little louder or the vocal's a little lower or we missed a reverb or something. So, thank you for that, Carlos. 59 and still making great music and voice is still good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure, but I'm trying. But anyway, sorry, I always want to lean. I don't know why. And I may have to sneeze because I think I inhaled dust from the keyboard. When I was touching that knob, it was all dusty because I haven't been here long enough. But I'm waiting to see if I sneeze. Not happening? No? Okay, good. So anyway, so everything we did, sorry, I'm going to switch cameras so I can tuck that camera right there. It's a little easier on my eyes. I'm going to sneeze. You knew that was going to happen. It was going to happen at the moment that I don't want it to happen, it was going to happen. But it's just dust. You can't catch anything through the YouTube waves. But thank you. Thank you, Mike. So where was I? I digress. Oh, yeah. So we used to mix everything live to these DATs. And so I expected to find, like I said, 30 mixes of said song or other. And what I did find interesting about listening through all the mixes was I could pick out which one was the final mix just because I was thinking as I was listening, like, oh yeah, the panning's right. Everything's just so. But something did come up that was interesting, which was last minute changes to the song, like an instrument that's no longer there or an extra vocal that's no longer there. Like these weird decisions that for whatever reason, because there's no notes on this, they were changed. So I liked listening to those mixes because it was really strange. So I have a couple of those for you. And then some weird stuff. So that's what we're going to play. All the stuff I transferred from DAT, which makes the archives, technically speaking, I don't have to dig through much anymore. I don't think. I think I've gone through most of everything. Well, there's probably still a stray cassette or a reel-to-reel somewhere because I still have stuff all over the place. So who knows what we might find on one of these, things. But so that mix that you heard first, we didn't have that archived on any hard drive, period. It was non-existent. As it turns out, it was part of 2 remixes that went out on a 12-inch as a promo to Billboard DJs that were reporting at the time, which is how Where's Love and Happiness actually wound up on the chart. And shudder to think that it was with the mix that I just played, but it was trippy to hear those again. I'm not really that fond of it per se, but there's 2 versions and I will play both. I played the first one and I jammed to it a little bit, which may have been good or bad, don't care, but it'll soon resurface somewhere. But the remix I will play at some point during this evening. And I didn't forget about last week. Someone said they wanted to hear Time to Go. So I put that in as last. So that closes the show. So now you know like what's going to close the show, even if that matters to you, that I spoiled it. I spoiled it. But no, I'm having fun. But so yeah, see, I didn't. I didn't forget. So I had it all queued up for later. So one of the first things that I found that I'm going to play next, some of these are really short, by the way. Some of them are not. But this one's particularly short. It's more of an instrumental. What I think it is that it was supposed to be some sort of intro into World Without Love, but during the Hope era. So it was supposed to be some sort of hybrid mix of the two so that it could be played with some versions of Hope songs, particularly demos of songs that never actually got released. So it has a weird tone, but you can tell it's World Without Love, but it's just strange. And there's no vocals on it because it's just an instrumental. And that's what I'm going to play next. So if you're just tuning in, I hope that you are subscribing because that might be important someday. I don't know if it is now, but it will be someday. No, it will be important someday, I think. And thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for this. Oh man, Jose says wanted to come in and say hi, but I can't stay in tonight. It's all good. It's all good. You can always catch up tomorrow or the next day when I post it for reels. Although not all of them get posted, so who knows? I may get a wild, like idea that maybe this one shouldn't be posted after it's done and then it self-destructs. I did that with a couple of streams, in case you didn't know. Not all of them are here. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Ryuki. Did I say that right? Ryuki? Saotomi? I hope I said that right. DJ Algorithms, thank you. Thank you. All of you, thank you for those. But anyway, here, let's play some music. I'll turn the overhead on for this. World Without Hope, this one is called. From a DAT. If you heard me say our world is everything, I would be dreaming of living quietly. And if I heard you say our world's too cold to touch, I could change your mind with just a kiss. What are we gonna do in a world without love? Crap, the mic was on. It wasn't supposed to be. I was just messing around. Damn. Ah, crap. I'm embarrassed now. These are the things that happen on my birthday. Darn it. But yeah, that was World Without Hope, which I think, like I said, was an interim type of intro that was supposed to go with something else. I think I'm going to add it to an addendum EP for the Hope 30 anniversary, which, yes, I'm revealing stuff tonight. But yeah, the a couple things are in the works that I'll explain. That should be fun. So as you know, or may not know, there is a second printing of Hope on the way of the book. And once those go out, I'm going to give you the rules right here. Once those go out, there will not, I'm repeating it here so you know, there will not be a third printing. There will only be 2 printings of this book, and then it's done because I have to go and move on to other things. However, once the second edition is done, there will be a limited edition digital thing that comes out that will go with that book later, which is the Dance CD5, which is the old Dance CD5 remastered, and another digital release on Bandcamp. This is why you should be following me on Bandcamp, because some of these don't show up anywhere else. Also, the demos of certain things that I could find for Hope. And that's where I'll probably stick this one, which is going to be called the addendum, Hope addendum, or something like that. But so yeah, that's in the works too. So it gives me time to finagle. Plus, I have to work on that 12-inch and all that other stuff. So it gives me time. So yeah, so I found this on that DAT, and I was happy that I found it. So anyway, I know it's really simple and just it was supposed to be something that we use for live that we embellish. So I may not. Maybe I'll do a vocal to it. I don't know. You can tell me what you think I should do with it. You can tell me what you think I should do with all the things I play tonight. And if you say bury them, I will bury them. If you say release them, I'll add them to some sort of funky release. DJ Algorithm says, since you brought up John St. James, I'm watching SSQ videos in the background. That's rad. I should just have them in the background while I'm talking. But, hi, Steve. Thank you. So yeah. Oh, so you missed the first remix, Steve. And who knows what else. But, so yeah. So a lot of things happening. I kept working throughout the week, and I'm going to still work even through the weekend. I'm going to, Mai says, so I'm sure I'm not the only one who's curious as to how many of the 200 have been sold so far. Yeah, that's another weird thing. I have to manually update the Bandcamp page because it's not counting down correctly. I think because there was an original 200, it keeps not showing the right amount. So I have to keep going in there and just typing what the correct amount is. But as of right now, I believe there's 140 left. So I'm going to type that in there so that you see what I'm saying. There are there's 140 copies of the Hope book with a CD left or unaccounted for. 60 have already been reserved since, last Sunday? So it's kind of a slower burn this time, but there's going to be, some promos and stuff that are going to make them go away. So, of course, when the 12-inch gets announced and all that other stuff becomes a little bit more on the up and up, they're going to be gone. So I'm just letting you know I am not planning on a third. You'd have to seriously force me to do another 200 because it's a lot of work to do them. And I think I'm just going to move right into the next record because I think that's very important. So I'm not going to have time to like re-sign another 200 books and pack them and do all that stuff. So, because it's going to take me like a week just when they get here. So I figure it's probably not going to be anything, more than what it is. So all told, you know, I think that's fair for what it is. For the moment, who knows? Who knows? Maybe a year from now, some publisher decides to release it and then it'll be a completely different edition. So everybody who has these 400 will be ultra rare. So yeah, tell your friends, as Mai says. That's funny. So yeah, anyway, I'm just letting you know. But yeah, when those run out, or are about to run out, or I'm sending them off, the Dance CD5 will be re-released. And I may even do it as a CD, because that's how it was released. I may actually do it up, because I think it would be fun. And that's going to be concurrent also with the 12-inch and all that stuff. So yeah, cool stuff. But anyway, let's carry on. So this one's wild. So I got to explain this. So at first, I wasn't going to put the false start in this particular, I was going to edit it out. But because it comes with some weirdness of, I don't know what I was thinking. I think there's a vocal of another song that got like spliced in there, and then it got taken out, and then you'll see there's a vocal on this particular song that's not on the album. And it ends with a weird little instrumental that's also not on the album. So this one is from Recovered. And, the DATS were labeled as like recovered mixes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, So JPK says, are you considering a Dance CD5 NFT? Absolutely. Because I think it would be fun to release it as a mixtape. So I may do that just as a mixtape with maybe an animated cover or something, that's what's fun about the NFT side, is you can do stuff like that, Hey, my friend Luis is on the thing. Nice to see you, man. You may be able to call in later, man. Luis. Engineer extraordinaire. So yeah, I will do, I think I will do an NFT of that because, it'll be fun. But we have lots of things to talk about. And by the way, there is an NFT that I set out into the world early this afternoon. It is on Tezos. It is a open edition. That means that you mint and in 10 days it ends and there will be no more. And currently there are 5 owners. I had to mint one for myself. I didn't send it to myself. I actually bought it for myself so that I could own one. Because last time I did an open edition, I forgot to get one for myself, which is kind of funny. It's sort of like releasing a record and you sell all of them out and you don't keep any for yourself. So yes, I bought one for myself to keep. But yeah, there are only, it's an open edition, so you make them yourself. I'll put the link in there as we listen to the next one. So, thank you. Thank you, JPK. I say JPK. It's actually JP Knights, but I don't know why I say JPK. Sorry. I'm sorry. So this one, like I said, is from Recovered. It has a false start with a weird vocal from a different song, but I left it in there because it just sounded funny. But it has a different arrangement in the beginning, and it has a different ending than what's on the album. So that's why I thought this one was worthy of grabbing off the DAT and keeping as a reference. So this is The Great Divide from Recovered. Am I ready for this one? Oh, man. And I was wrong. Stop. It's funny. Wrong one that had the weird vocal in the beginning, but this one does have a different arrangement vocal in the beginning. So I'll start it over. Whoops. There's the false start. So yeah, that was the Great Divide. So on that mix, there's a vocal in the beginning that was taken out for the final, and the weird little instrumental thing that happens at the end was taken out later also. So I saw, or I listened to the progression of the mix as it was going through the DAT, and it was like first the vocal at the beginning disappears, and then it starts more plainly, and then the little instrumental part disappears, and then I heard what I consider to be the final mix, and I was like, oh, that's the final mix. And so what I think happened was whatever song was next wouldn't have worked with that little instrumental bit, so we muted it out um, at the last minute. But I don't know why the vocal at the very beginning was taken out, because I think it kind of works. So it's kind of funny. So it's nice to have the alternate thing because it's the only one that actually goes all the way through with the vocal in the beginning and the instrumental at the end, because a lot of them had false starts, like you heard. So, and then there was a little instrumental that came after this, which I'm going to play, but I think, well, I'll play it with the next remix because the next thing that I'm going to play is a little bit way out there. And I'm pretty sure many people haven't heard it. And this is where people are going to turn off their feed because it's just crazy. But yeah, so in case you're tuning in and you just came in, it's my birthday week. And the 6th was my birthday. And I've been transferring DATs from a box I had in the garage to see if I could find any gems. And I found some alternate remixes, and I found some alternate weird mixes of songs. I found acoustic things. I found the song with the worst lyrics I have ever written in my entire life. Not even joking. And it's so not PC that I can't even, I don't know. It's like the wrong thing to play, but I don't care. It's just 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I don't know what made it happen, but that's going to be coming up too. So it's going to be funny. But a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, the worst lyrics I've ever written, or the darkest. And even though it's in tongue in cheek, it's still like really, really dark. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I think it was that I was in the studio and I was fooling around. Um, the sessions are all over the place and they're not dated in any way, which is kind of something I regret because it would have been nice to have the dates on the DAT so then I can kind of chronologically put things together. As it is, I heard Diary songs on Electrodelica's mixdowns, and so it means that I must have been looking for a tape that had extra room on it, and so it's like it's a big mess. So it involved listening to all of those DATs, and happily, I should say, I finished doing that early this morning. So yeah, it was a bunch. It was, I think, all told, it was about 40 or 50 of them. Oh yeah, it was pretty crazy. So yeah, every day I sat in front of this DAT machine with my headphones on, with the recorder ready to just grab whatever was cool. I wouldn't have grabbed everything because it would have been like just gigabytes of endless remixes of the same thing and with very little variation. So I had to kind of sift, as you will, But anyway, but it was fun. It was fun to do. So I am happy. I am happy that some of them survived really well. Ooh, I'm gonna be controversial for a second. So I'm gonna tell you, if you own DATs, these are gonna be the. Hold on, where are they? Ah, ah. I'm gonna just show you. So even though it says Denon, inside is a Guitar Center DAT. Man, if you have those, you better transfer them because none of these played correctly. They fucked up. So the Guitar Center DATs, every single one of them was terrible. I don't buy media from Guitar Center. The ones that were really good, that seemed to hold up extremely well, were, surprise, surprise, Maxells. The Maxells were excellent. They played perfectly, and I was able to transfer them without any issue. This was the de facto worst of all the DATs. All of them. No joke. This was the most terrible DAT you could possibly have. There was errors everywhere, and there shouldn't have been because it was well put away in a box that was sealed. The other one that was really good, they're mostly Maxells, by the way. Yep. Couldn't find them. There you go. TDKs were great. So as in tape, well, with the exception of the Sony, because Sony cassette tapes were really good, but the DATs suck. So yeah. Oh, HHB. I have a few of the HHBs. They wound up being fantastic, and I was able to get a lot of stuff off of them. So I was very happy with those. But the rest of them were terrible. So I was lucky that I got what I got. But anyway, I'm going to play these two things back to back. Because I think I should. Because the first one's only 2 minutes and 47 seconds, and the next one's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. But the contrast is so beyond that it's beyond. So the first one is called A Split Point. And I believe that's actually Danya's composition. I think that this was supposed to be probably part of Recovered or Hope. It could be either or, and you can tell because of the instrumentation. So once again, it was this weird intermission type thing. So, and then the next one goes into Electrodelica territory, which we're going to delve a little bit more into Electrodelica because fortunately, those are the ones that I have the most mixes from. But so one is from Hope / Recovered, and then it's going to go into Electrodelica land, which is Gary doing vocal. And you'll understand it's called All You MFers Dub. Anyway, I'm going to play both, and I'll put on the UFO cam for this one, or I don't know, visuals. Yeah, visuals. It'll make it go less embarrassing. Ooh, goes with the visuals. Nice. So, so yeah, yeah. It was weird. I think it was supposed to be some sort of intro thing, and we were demoing it. And again, it's just in the middle of this DAT. Just it's by itself. So I was like, this is weird. So that's what I mean by these are the kinds of things I was looking for. But so oh yeah, wait till the next things. Oh my God, that's still not the one with the worst lyric. But yeah, there's a different side. There's a remix of 45 that was eventually uh, that should eventually see the light of day somewhere that has a more refined version of where this went. But this one was funny because, it's just so shocking to hear him say that, like it's just not like us. So I thought that was funny. Um, so yeah, so that's where we're at. Oh my God. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Yeah, see, we always had an influence, man. Like it snuck in there here and there that there would be like a hip hop influence. Like it shows its face in weird ways. Like even on Worth, you can hear hip hop beats. Like even Hope has some like break beats in it. So it's part of our DNA. Um, because I was into the Beastie Boys and all that kind of stuff. So and my brother was definitely heavy, heavy into hip hop. So he turned me on to all kinds of stuff. So um yeah, there's definitely an overlap of that kind of stuff with us. So kind of, yeah. But of course we have all kinds of vibes as you're gonna find out. Oh my God. So this next one, before I play it, Sorry, I'm going to do something because I forgot that around this point, I was going to try to, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, yes, of course. So this is the open edition link. I will tell you. And while we're at it, I will show it to you because it's worth looking at, I believe. So that's the artifact that is on open edition at the moment. This could wind up being a 12-inch cover for something. I'm just telling you, because there's a square version of this that I was working on too. But this one is the one that I have, you know, it launched today as an open edition. And as of right now, I have no idea how many people collected it, but I'm going to find out in 2 seconds. And it looks like, well, 4 people. Not bad. I'm not going to worry about it. It's their loss if you don't get it. It's going to, take time. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's my shop. That's what you see on the YouTube channel, by the way. Someone asked earlier. So, yeah. But, yeah. If you don't know how to collect stuff on Tezos or you're curious about it and you want to try it, I will post the link in the chat. There's a little article that I wrote that shows you how to collect them and tells you about them being environmentally friendly, these particular types, how to get a wallet, all that kind of stuff, because I think it's cool and I'm not going to stop doing them. Even if only 2 people collect it at a time, that's going to be fine by me. Their time will come. But in case you don't know, what happened? It decided not to function. Oh, there it is. In case you don't know, I do quite a bit of other ones. Like this one came as an open edition, and as it wound up, 1 person has it. And it's not even someone I know. So watch, this is going to come back to haunt someone later. And, they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe there's only 1. Yep. And that person's going to clean up. Because if this winds up on a 12-inch or in an art gallery, well, it is what it is. I take it seriously. So anyway, that and the last thing that I will shill, and that's my only shilling for today, is I hope you're following me on Bandcamp, because that's where you will find the such gems as the A-Box book and the Distances CD, which, by the way, all of those went out, and other goodies that, may appear from time to time, and you can see, for example, that there's other releases and things there that you may not have seen before, including some that you may not have known were there. So anyway, but I'll leave it at that. Oh yeah, that's because, Send to Me Love says the price of Davos DATS doesn't show for sale. Yeah, 1 person, it was an open edition. Only 1 person minted it. And that's it. Then the open edition closed, which was crazy because I know that people saw it, but they slept on it. And so 1 person minted it. And at the end of the whole thing, I forgot to send one to myself or even mint one to myself. So I'm like, I can't believe that one just went by. And I'll tell you something about that one that is kind of interesting. This particular one. These are from the collection that I was doing where I was using liquid rubber and I did all these weird collages. So it's going to be part of a book when I prep it. And it could be a book with obviously music. So it's going to show up in a book. So it's a shame that people slept on it, but I learned my lesson. So I think part of it's my fault. And so I'm trying to do my best to fix it. So for example, on on my birthday or the day after my birthday, I posted on X that I was going to start an open edition on Friday past noon, showed it, had the link, everything was there so that for a full 5 days, everyone had a chance to at least bookmark it. And it's going to run for 10 days, that open edition. So people will have a chance to mint their own. So I'll be posting about it throughout the week. So hopefully this one does get collected, but I was really disappointed that the last one didn't. Because as it stands, like I said, there was only one. I didn't even get one for myself. Like, that sucked. And I don't double mint. I know that there's people that will say, hey, you have the power, you can mint another one. I can't. I won't do it. I have this thing about doing that I feel that it devalues it, so I won't double mint. So if you miss out or if something happens to your wallet, I can't just mint and send you stuff. I've done it once in the past for very few people that were newbies and they lost their wallets, but I can't do that moving in the future. So hang on to those passwords and make sure you keep your wallet safe and all that good stuff, because like I said, I don't double mint. Including one that I got that one of my own that got stolen. I didn't double mint because I just felt it wasn't right. So I lost the chat. Or did I lose the stream? Yeah. So Sunny Me Love says, been distant from object because it is so addicting buying art. I know. Every time I'm on there, I buy something. I was on there today, and one of my favorite artists. It's funny because we have a love and hate relationship. Like, we literally fight online, but I think we like each other online. Like, we work. Like, I like having conversations with him, and we kind of poke fun at each other all the time. But there's this artist on there named Santiago, who's from Uruguay, and a very talented guy, very, very talented artist. And he minted something today, and I picked it up right away because it was like a steal. So yeah, I definitely collect. I'm definitely hooked on collecting other people's work as well, because you never know what's going to happen to this stuff. Now, okay, let me get that out of the way too. I don't collect to resell. I collect because I love it and I just want to keep it. But it doesn't hurt that sometimes you can pick up 2 pieces of something and then later, who knows, like, you might as well invest too. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. We're approaching the hour, so I guess I should play something. But so this one's cool. There's a version of this mix, or a mix of this, and I couldn't find the one that was on the release. But when we were on Jarrett, we released a single for Electrodelica that had Pop Song on it, and it had an acoustic version. But it's not this version, because this one is so odd and it has just strange stuff in it. And it's after this song that I guess I was by myself a few hours later and I just wrote a quick something, and that's the one that has the worst lyrics that I have ever written in my entire life. And I will play you that 41-minute take of a song in a second. But first, Hope or Peace in Greenland will be there on Monday. Who knows? I have no idea. That would be kind of cool. Keep a lookout. And if you wander into, oh, sorry, I'm talking to, the chat just went by. Oh my God. Hold on. Talk about crazy scroll. Brian says on YouTube, Hope or Peace in Greenland, I will be there on Monday. Hey, yeah, if you're there and you see some cool record stores, take notes. Who knows? And mine says, I'm so glad you shared the history of today's open edition. Evidently, there was a glitch when my broker bought mine today. That's funny. So yeah, it's It's the way it works. It's always unpredictable, some of that stuff, isn't it? But that's what makes it fun. Going sailing. Dang, that sounds fun, man. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, have fun, Brian. I think Greenland is an amazing place. A friend of mine went and just came back with amazing photographs one year. It was just crazy. He'd gone to Greenland and in Iceland. And it was amazing. All the stuff he brought back. It was just crazy. I wanted to go film there. So anyway. Oh, man. That's so funny. Can name a polar bear after you. Aw, thank you. But name them after something you really, 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 really love and appreciate. Not necessarily after me, but I will take that as a nice happy birthday gesture. Oh, man. 3rd trip. Dude. So awesome. So awesome, man. All right, so here we go. This is Pop Song, The Strange Mix. And I'll talk about it when we come back because it's kind of interesting. It is a bit weird, on the weird side. Half acoustic, as it were.
This is nothing more than a few words, simple gestures that you've probably heard. Even when it seems we have nothing, all we really need is to self-love. Did you ever feel people were wrong, pointing fingers and stumbling along? Even if you thought they were nothing, all they really needed was self-love. When your soul is tired, come out to play. Speak whenever you've something to say. Even when my song tells you nothing, all you really needed was self-love. La 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 la
Oh my God. So, you're funny. You are so funny, Tim. I don't even know what that means. But, so in the beginning, when that was recorded, that version right there, it had no drums. It had to be synced up to the MPC, and those la la la's were sort of an idea for something has to go here that will probably be the chorus, but we don't know what that's going to be. And so I did those. And then later we had people come in and just keep singing them over and over and over again. So on the full version of the song, it's like, I don't know. Oh God, Tim. I'm not even going to repeat that. But it's in the chat. Yeah. I can actually play a really quick clip of it. You mean? Oop, oop. Ah. I love you, Tim. You're so funny, man. But no, it is not about that. Although I can see how someone could think that. That's so funny. Ooh, I don't know who that is. Yellow Flyer? Uh, I will have to check that out. Um, Tim says I was lonely back then. So was I. So was I, which is probably why I wrote this horrific, horrible 40-second song that I'm about to play you. That was right after this. And I don't know. We'll probably play it twice, but you'll just listen to this. Listen how terrible this song is. Like, terrible. This is like the worst song that I've ever written. Literally.
I'm supposed to be afraid of everyone, but I'm not. I have a shotgun, but I'm not. I have a shotgun.
Do you see what I mean? It's terrible. First of all, disclaimer here. I do not own a shotgun. I have a sword, but I don't have a shotgun. I think, yeah, I know. Everyone's like, what did you just say? I know. It's dark. It's like dark. I think, like I said, it's the darkest. You think so, huh? Well, that's funny. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, so that was found on the DAT. So yeah, I was just cleaning it and it went off. Yeah, I know, puns. I guess in puns, it would be good. I'd rather it be about that than the real thing, but yeah, it's pretty dark. I was like, what is this? And yeah, you know. Ah, man, that's so funny. So anyway, let's move along. Oh my God. That's so fucking funny, man. So anyway, on that same DAT, a couple of interesting things happen. So one of them that I found was this, which again, it was one of those weird things where I stumbled upon it and I was like, when did we do this? And why did we do it? And where did it come from? Like, so I guess Paul came into the studio and we recorded a bunch of different things, but just messing around. So anyway, this was in the middle of some just weird jamming things that mean nothing to anyone. Literally, there was nothing there to write home about. Yes, Jason, I did have a song about aliens taking my dog, but that was funny. So this other one, I don't know, it's a little dark. But anyway, this is Paul coming in during the Electrodelica sessions because it was in the middle of Electrodelica stuff. And anyway, I'll just play it because at this point we're just going to play these things. I think this one deserves the moon.
Hush, hush, hurry into the dark room and try to forget the words. They seep into your head. The room stand to bear the songs. I can't stand you anymore. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, all the things I felt. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, my lady in waiting. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, all the pain I felt. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, my lady in waiting. My lady in waiting.
So yeah, Lady in Waiting. And what's funny, oh sorry, I'm gonna queue up the next one just because I want to make sure that I don't get this messed up because these next two are funny too. So yeah, we wound up doing like a whole impromptu um acoustic thing right in the middle of this DATS. So like I said, it must have been some funky thing that we just decided, oh, let's just put a mic up and let's just do something unplugged. As Ryuki says on YouTube, it was quite unplugged because it's his electric guitar, but I think it's the mic picking it up. I don't even think it's going straight to the board. So, and you can see there's like a weird panning. So it could have even been two microphones and I'm like sitting in between them because you can see that I'm on the right and then I'm on the left. So no real care was taken because I don't think we were thinking it was ever going to be released. So there's like a little tiny little set here. So I'm going to play both the other two that are in there. And again, no real reason for why they're there. It's just that I found it and so I thought I would share it. And like I said, these are the archives, the last of all these archives where I'm expecting to find weird things. Like I said, there could be a stray here and there that I haven't found yet. But for the most part, since we started doing these things way back in 2020 and I started digging through all the tapes, I think we found pretty much everything, I think. Obviously, there's hard drives that have digital files too now. But the DATs were always intriguing because I couldn't remember which ones I had transferred and which ones might have some oddities in there, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so that's something to, who knows where that will wind up. I have no idea. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll release all this stuff as something. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with this kind of stuff. It's just weird ephemera from different eras that, have gone by. So, so yeah. So I'm going to play the next one, which is called 54 Seconds. And if you know what that is, then you know that it's basically 45 slowed down so that it can be acoustic. So Paul was in that room and we did this version of it, which could be the first version of this that we've done. But in this one, you get to hear a little bit of the banter and whatnot. And then it breaks into another version, which is really funny. And Paul says something at the end, which I think is really funny, because as it pertains to birthdays, I think he may have been prophesizing here. But anyway, I'll play it and then we'll come back and then we'll keep going. I think we'll keep going. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now. This is very naked. This is 54 seconds.
Wait, and you're gonna do it 4 times.
Okay.
So I'll come in on the next after the 4. 1, 2, 3.
I have 54 seconds to show you how your heart was torn by disillusion, trapped by all the whims that you've created, shaking with the fear. Give way to the sun, it will remind you there are better days when you'll be smiling. Stop the apathy before it swallows us. Am I just the same? We need empathy. Do you believe me? We need empathy. Time to retrieve it. We need empathy. I really want it. Give me anything, however small.
One more? You want to do one more right off the bat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good pitch, by the way, on that last
Thank you.
2, 3, 4.
I have 45 seconds to show you how your heart was torn by disillusion, trapped by all the whims that you created, shaking with a fear. Give way to the sun, it will remind you there are better days when you'll be smiling. Stop the apathy before it swallows us. Am I just the same? We need empathy. Do you believe me? We need empathy. Time to retrieve it. We need empathy. I really want it. Give me anything, however small. However small.
That's the kind of thing that's going to turn up when we're 80.
I know. And we don't want it
And
to.
Dan's going to be the one who sells it.
I know.
Yes.
That's funny. So I did like listening to those because it was funny to, hear ourselves like our younger, more gritty selves. Maya's gonna go. But thank you for joining us. Have a lovely evening. But yes, we are humans. Yes. Thank you, Wendy. I did have a great birthday. So yeah, the banter's fun. Of course it is. That's the funny thing about like recording things together. When you are together in a studio and you're recording, that part of it is the fun part, is that banter of, did we do this right? Did that get mixed the right way? Or are we going to do this? And he would make jokes about it all the time. So that's why I think it was funny how he said, this is going to be something that comes back to haunt us in our 80s. I was like, yep. Oh, do tell. So, we've got 4 more to go and then we're done. So we might cut out a little early on this thing. We might. Spit it out, DJ Algorithms. I want to hear it now. What is it? What does it sound like? Tell me. So Tim says, my question to you is, can you do a Taylor Swift and re-record piece so you can get paid on it? I could, but I never would. I've been asked that question many times. So, I'll have to check that out. Smoke Belch by the Sabers of Paradise. I'm going to have to check that out now. Link. Especially if it's on Bandcamp, I'll check it out. Oh man, you missed so much stuff, Wendy. And you better catch it over the weekend, because I got a feeling this one's going to go like the way of like Mission Impossible and Self-Destruct. But so here's why I don't want to do that. Number one, trying to find the sounds alone for Peace, to re-record it and try to make it sound the way that it sounded, even if I wanted to do it. Which it's not impossible, but let's just say that it's very improbable that I would get it to sound exactly the same. So there's that. There's the fact that getting everyone in the studio to do all their backing vocals and do everything the way that we did it back then would probably not be doable. And then we're humans, so we would invariably want to change things that we didn't like the first time around, and that doesn't mean it would be better. And I think some people would actually think it's worse. So it's one of those, not interested. But see, I'm going a different route. Whereas Taylor Swift doesn't own any of those recordings, I will eventually own them again. And maybe it will be something I release when I'm 80. Who knows? Or maybe it'll be released when I'm dead. I don't care. I'm over it. I prefer just playing those songs live and enjoying them that way and having people enjoy it. You know, yeah, the thought of recording the songs over again is not even in the realm of possibility for me. I think I would just not be able to do it. It would just, I think it would physically hurt for me to do that. But yeah, so yeah, I think I'd rather work on new things. And I definitely have a lot of ideas for new things. So I think I'm going to go in that direction. In fact, I was working on a song this week. Oh God, no, I'm not going to use any AI technology to do it. Hell no, I am not doing that. I'm not opposed to AI as a tool for certain things, but I wouldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I don't think I could get away with it. I hate to say it, but I don't think so. But anyway, so moving along. So there's a song on Electrodelica where we felt that the vocal stood, for lack of a better word, too naked against this piano. And the idea came that we were going to go record The Ocean. And that's how the final mix wound up. So the song is called Nothing. And, all the mixes have the ocean waves going in them, including the final mix that wound up on Electrodelica. But I found a mix of the song where there is no ocean and it's more stripped down. And I actually really like that mix a lot. So it's the only thing that's different, from what I can tell, is just that the ocean sound is missing. And that's it. So it could have been the first mix that was done, because it's hard to tell, because we would erase things and go back and forth. So, so yeah, so that's what I'm going to play. Because I particularly like the way this came out, bare like this. And Electrodelica had a couple of things that wound up getting changed. So, right, to get the sound, and in 3D no less, Tim, you're going to turn on the faucet. So funny. You're so funny, Tim. I love you, Tim. You're so funny, man. So nothing. Oh, and this is the one that has a weird vocal in the beginning that comes out of nowhere and then it gets cut off. That's the one. So yeah. So here we go. Nothing. On my birthday week. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm playing these things.
Nothing really matters. We all turn to dust. You know that nothing is forever. Everything will end in silence. Nothing has a reason until it's defined by us, and nothing is elusive as long as you have the will to look, to give way to the new, to take away the darkness of our hearts, replace the things that hurt, to create something. Nothing becomes something. Nothing becomes something. Nothing becomes something.
Yeah. It's a little darker. I think it sounds a little bit darker, but I like it. And it was very different. So yeah, so yeah, a little bit of Vienna. That's funny. So you're so funny, Steve. You're right. I really should play the last track from Electrodelica at some point. Gosh, do I even have that somewhere? Uh, and most people don't know it anyway. We shall see. That's a good idea, Steve. I didn't think of that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's like so obvious. It's obvious to play that bit. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll segue that into Time to Go because I think that'll be fun. I got it. Hopefully it doesn't crash the whole computer, but yeah, but we'll play it. So this one, oh man, thank you. It's a bit weird finding all these things. So this one's funny. So I found a DAT that basically said Electrodelica mixes. So, spoiler alert, this is Need. This is going to be a version of Need. So something kept happening where there was all these false starts. So I don't know. So I'm going to disclaimer this mix. So I don't know if the drum beat was made so that we could check it and see if if the timing was slipping, or if the drum beat was actually in the song and then we decided to exit out and then do the song without drums. Because if you hear the original on Electrodelica, it has no drums. And this one has like a little drum box thing. It sounds like a weird little dinky drum machine going through the whole thing. And so I thought it must have been something that was written to check against the timing. Because I really don't understand why it's there. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just odd because it's very repetitive, because it's just a little drum beat that's just going through the entire song. So I think it's funny. But I was really stoked to hear it because otherwise there is no other alternates. All the mixes sounded almost exactly the same, except for when someone forgot to mute something, or, there was nothing special about those mixes other than the final mix, of course, which I found. But this one struck me a little bit. So I was like, I kind of like the charm of the little drum machine in there. So I thought it was funny to have it. So yeah, sort of like a metronome, but you're going to see it's not quite a metronome because it does weird things on the left and right. So it's obviously artsy for a metronome, but I guess that's what it was trying to be. But I don't know. It's not quite a metronome. Anyway, it was, I think, mix 11 on that. So it's nice to hear them from that perspective too. And also because these are like raw recordings and it's before they go through their final EQ phase and all this stuff. So sometimes you get some gems and you're like, wow, there's like pretty good mix, There might be some oddball things in there, but I thought the mix was pretty good for what it was. And the drum beat seemed charming to me, but we'll see what you think of this. So this is Need, the drum box version. And this one definitely needs the moon. We have to have the moon for this one. Oops. And I have to explain. Another thing. It also, right in the middle of between mix 10 and mix 11, is this weird guitar thing, which is just like me noodling around. So I don't know if we were literally taping over. We might have been taping over like some sampling session I had done, which is really atrocious thing to think about because it means I may have erased songs or something when we mixed this song. So anyway, but I left that guitar thing in there because it sounds funny. So, but it's short.
crashing down, a loving face that tears away the frown. Somebody who needs to leave is all I needed. All I need plays on my soft machine like a child trying to remind me of and who I am. Even though I've seen the heavens fall with the taint of every heart, with or in spite of the odds, my friend, it was all I needed.
So, am I taking any phone calls tonight? That's a good question. I don't know. I was going to, but I don't know. Maybe one. Maybe we'll take one or two. We'll see. All right, because the next two, I should say, basically end it, and then I'm gonna play the last song on Electrodelica because it's basically my birthday song. A lot of people don't know that, but it is. So yeah, there's the number. You can call in and see if this thing will work. It should ring if it works. So we shall see. No phone calls yet, but it's there on your screen. 562-380-0626. Yes, you can call in real time. Scary as that is. But sure. See if we got a taker. Yeah, so anyway. But oops. Yeah, we got one.
Dan.
To accept, press 1.
Hello, Dan. You are on the air. Oh, my God.
Claude. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. How are you doing?
Good. So I missed half of your stream earlier tonight, but a friend of mine pointed out that you were on the air again tonight. So, and you're playing everything from, and I've called in before, and I've said this in the past. So Electrodelica is my favorite album from Anything Box.
Oh, thank
Even
you.
though I've listened to you from the beginning. So earlier today, it was funny. Like I was going on YouTube and doing my thing every once in a while where I start looking at stuff, and somebody from Mexico released a video from when you played in Mexico City, and what it was some YouTuber from Mexico doing I forget what they were called, like high vinyl, high def vinyl or something like that. But essentially they went in and did the sound check for Information Society, and then YouTubed some of that, and then went into the show after that. And so what caught my attention was we had talked several months ago when, and my question to you was about you translating some of your previous songs into Spanish. And
Right. Okay.
And so, because I've always loved that, being able to cross the two things, because like you, I'm of Hispanic heritage and love the fact that I can also listen to some of my favorite type of music being sung in a language that I can relate to, even though I relate to your, as we talked before, like having to translate it, I know was probably very difficult because you think in English.
Yeah, it's not just that. There's another aspect to it that's really strange. And I didn't know I didn't know how to describe it when other people used to ask me this question years ago. I didn't have a definition for it, but now I do. So I'll explain. When I sing, or the way that I've learned to sing, is a very dynamic thing. I know like certain voice control that I know, like, oh, I know how this word is going to be whispered and the next one's going to be a scream, and then or I'm going to go up an octave here and I'm going to come right back down. I do this naturally, right? And you're right. I think in English. So when I'm singing in this dynamic way, it's very easy for me to like figure out like from this from this adverb to that consonant to that vowel, this is what's happening. And it happens or occurs naturally in my psyche. But when I sing in Spanish, it's the complete opposite. I am like a person who sings karaoke and sings the words, but isn't dynamic. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, have you ever seen someone that sings karaoke, but really well? I'm not talking about the people sing bad karaoke, but someone who sings karaoke really, really well. But you're like, I know you're trying to sound like Morrissey, but you're not getting the inflections because he has a certain way of like nasaling out this word, and the next word is perfectly clear, and it's breathing and all these weird techniques that make this person unique. You know what I mean? So
sure, but when I'm listening to you singing your stuff, my point to you is that it's your song. So even if it's an Anything Box song, it would have your inflections in it.
I tried.
It hasn't been done in Spanish before.
Oh no, man, I've tried. We tried. We did it with Carmen, and it worked, but that was so much work.
I loved it.
Yeah, but it took so much work, man.
I saw all of a sudden, because you had never, I didn't even know this existed, because in this video, someone recorded where you started doing I Felt the Pain, and you opened it up in Spanish.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I'm like, if Claude's taking calls, I'm going to call him out on this at the very earliest opportunity, because I didn't even know that existed. And I don't know if you had recorded that, because I know you were reading it off of a sheet of paper, that intro. But I thought, oh, here he goes. Like, he's doing it again.
Well, I'm going to give you a hint about something. I'm going to give you a hint. I will tell you right now that I have a plan. I have a plan to break the internet when I do this one thing that I do want to do. And yeah, I can't give it away because I can't give it away. It's a really good idea and
Okay.
it's gold. But I will tell you this. I have been practicing so that I could get better at it. On occasion, so sorry, I digress. I'm going to go back a little bit, back on my original, the original part of this conversation. So I'm going to explain why the inflection things are so difficult. So with Carmen, it was easier because I already know the song. So the first hard part was let's translate it into Spanish. How will it translate? We'll tell the story a little bit differently. My mom helped with the lyrics,
Right.
believe it or not. Danya did. I think her mom may have helped too. So we got all the words right. And then I had to learn how to sing it with certain inflections. And that was really hard to
Yeah.
do. So here's where it doesn't work for me. If I'm coming up with lyrics, if I'm trying to think in Spanish to like sing lyrics in Spanish that are like out of the drop of the hat from my head, it's impossible. It doesn't work. I can't do it at all.
I understand that from as a Hispanic American, right? I think in English.
Yeah.
Right? And so I totally understand what you're saying.
So
But
yeah, I would literally
I
have to write the
also-
song. I would literally have to write the song in
English,
English,
and
then
then try and
translate it,
translate
and
it.
then try to make
Yeah.
it work.
Yeah. No, and so I totally understand that. But that's my point to you is that you already have songs written, and it's getting the songs that are previously written and trying to get them translated.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
Not to come up with another song.
Well, I
Because
sort of did. How about this? I wound up writing a reprise to a song that
Okay.
wound up being translated. And then I was like, this works all by itself and doesn't have to be part of that other song at all. And then I thought,
Awesome.
but it can mix into it. And so that's where I kind of got this really crazy idea and I'm like rolling with it. So it's on the new record. So you'll hear that on the new record when it's done. So yeah, literally it's so I have been doing it. It's just hard. That's all, you know. But thanks. I definitely appreciate the compliment. To me, when I hear myself back in Spanish, I'm not in love with it. Not that I'm in love with it when I'm singing in English, but you know what I mean. It's like I know when I've delivered and I'm like, okay, I think I nailed that. It's different when I'm doing it in Spanish. I feel like I have to like step back and think, will someone get it? Will the emotion get through? Like, so it is, you know, a bit of self-doubt, I suppose, because it's so new.
But I've lost everything you've been saying for the past 30, 40 minutes.
You'll have to listen to it on the stream. Because we do have to move along. We have 3 more to go. 3 more songs, my friend. But so you're just joining us now, you said, right? You said you just joined like you weren't here for the whole thing? Hello? Uh-oh, we lost him. No. Yeah, we lost that phone call. I thought the net dropped, but thank you for that phone call. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. It was good. And I will keep practicing. And soon enough, you'll find out what that was. But we've got to move along now because we're reaching that end point. So let's do the remix of Where is Love and Happiness, the Altar House mix. This is not the dub one that I played earlier. So we're almost closing the show with what we opened with. This is probably one of the weirdest remixes I've ever heard. And I guess I should tell you the story of this. So the way this was sold to me was that we would have to have at least one house remix on this 12-inch for it to chart on the Billboard chart. And it's a really funny thing because back then you would hire promoters and the promoters would do all these different things by going to clubs and giving it to DJs. So house music was really, really huge in 93, 94. And so everybody kept saying, you need to do a house remix. I didn't want to do it. So this was done by a third party. And I have to dig up the names and credits for this because honestly, I don't know. It was put on a 12-inch that we did 500 copies of. It was sent out to DJs, and somehow, Where's Love and Happiness, the ultraviolet mix, which people do know, that's the mix that wound up getting on the chart. But the house remix was this one, and it's way out there. But anyway, I'm going to play that right now with some, we'll do visuals on this one. Why not? Total House. So weird. Such a weird. It's a cool mix. It's just so weird because first of all, I hadn't heard it since 1993 until this week when I transferred it from the DATS. This was not on any of our hard drives, so it was the craziest thing to come across two remixes that were like so strange. So yeah, it was a 12-inch that only 500 copies were made, and it was only for DJs back in 1994 or 90, like the tail end of 93, 94 when this came out. So anyway, so now we have it, and it'll probably see light of day in one of the Hope addendums, or maybe the Dance CD5 or something, extra bits. So look, it works, So anyway, so it's almost that time. So I'm gonna play the song I promised I was gonna play last week, and it's gonna go into my birthday song, which is from Electrodelica. The last song on Electrodelica, by the way, is called 9664, which is my birthday. And I don't know if any of you knew that, but on Electrodelica, the last song on the album is my birthday. And we'll see how that goes by playing a song that I wrote when I was half my age. Literally. I wrote this next, the song I'm going to end with that will then go into my birthday song is the B-side, or was supposed to be a B-side for Living in Oblivion back in 1988, which would put me at 24, half my age, a little bit past half my age, but it's all good. But I promised I would play it last week, so I'm going to turn on the moon, and as I shut things off and whatnot, we will listen to Time to Go.
Then a thought came to me. And you know, we must have this plan right. We must, hour by hour, relentless. Then a thought came to me.
and with this last one, I leave you. Good night. Thank you for enjoying tonight with me. What happened? Oops. Good night.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?